I was teaching a class on thermodynamics, and I walk into the room and I'm setting up, and they know who I am and that I'm the teacher. And one of the students goes, "Hey, how does it feel to be the only woman in this class?" Actually, he didn't say woman. He said girl. How does it feel to be the only girl in this class? I cannot believe, like 30 years after I started my undergraduate degree, I still have somebody asking me the same question. But there is this student, and he is 19 years of age, and he is conscious of the fact that I'm the one who doesn't belong in that room, although I'm the one who's teaching the class.
One of my mother's big themes is, well, she would express it, teach a man to fish, and he'll eat the rest of his life. Anyway, she would now, if she were around now, she'd say, teach a woman to fish. She'll eat the rest of her life. And she was big on that. My mom was a big believer in women doing everything. She encouraged everybody to be able to do math. She was good at math. During World War II, she was in the Navy. I remember as a little kid, her uniforms hanging in the end of the closet. She was recruited to work on the Enigma code, and there's a lot of math involved in the Enigma code. The US built these machines and decoded messages for years. And everybody says it shortened the war about 1.5 years. And so she wasn't Rosie the Riveter. She was Rosie the top secret code breaker. People would ask her what she did during World War II, and she'd say, "Can't talk about it." But clearly it was the most satisfying time of her professional career. I would remind us that half of the humans are girls or women. So then why don't we have half of the scientists be women? What the heck?
When we think of scientists who have made important contributions to our world, we first conjure up images of Albert Einstein and his theory of relativity, or Isaac Newton and his laws of gravity. But there are many lesser-known women scientists who have also made important contributions to our world, such as Lisa Meitner, one of the first scientists to discover nuclear fission, or Laura Basey, the first experimental physics professor.
Women make up almost half of the U.S.'s workforce, but only make up 29% of STEM employees. Some areas of STEM are especially lacking in women. Less than 10% of mechanical engineers are women, and in both the physics and computer hardware and engineering fields, women make up less than 15% of its workers.
I'm worried that there won't be enough fresh water for everybody.
My interest is to find a cure for cancer because my mom had it.
Nobody knows for sure why any one particular woman leaves science, but there's several theories about the trends.
No sense to me, like why would that be? There's always going to be someone that says like, no, you can't do it. I think I can. I want my name to be there and be like, Marley is the one who helped stop this climate change issue.
I will discover a cure for breast cancer.
Why do you think women leave STEM? And what advice do you have for younger girls who are interested in math or science?
Making sure that the opportunities for learning math are there through K-12 is vitally important. A lot of students opt out of math in middle school and high school, and so whenever I get a chance to stand in front of a group of students that age and talk to them about science, I tell them, listen, if you decide against math, you're deciding against being a scientist.
Efforts are being made to bring women into STEM, including 2 bills passed by Congress. One, the Inspire Women Act, directs NASA to increase their efforts to help women pursue careers in aerospace. The other bill passed was the Promoting Women in Entrepreneurship Act.
The university is pretty proactive about trying to hire a diverse workforce. And there are definitely more women in the sciences, like a higher percentage of women in the sciences than when I started. So that's awesome. That's really good. And I think that there's a lot of opportunities here for students to be involved, female and male students, to be involved in research and really getting into doing science, which I think is really the biggest key. I feel like female students really need to be proactive about going out and getting internships and getting research opportunities and feeling like those things are for them, that these are things that they can do and they should be pursuing. I think faculty should be cognizant of things like stereotype threat or confirmation bias. And it's things that you might think would be helpful, like even just pointing out to a female student, hey, I'm so glad you're taking physics, you know. You belong in here. You're singling that person out and saying, you're sort of othering them and sort of, so you really want to make sure that you don't do that kind of thing. And you need to be cognizant, and I think that this is true of colleagues as well. When you're in a faculty meeting, you know, don't interrupt women. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a faculty meeting and I will say something and it kind of floats in the air, and then 5 minutes later one of my male faculty members says exactly the same thing. And now all of a sudden it's a good idea.
Although efforts are being made to gain more women in STEM, there is still a long road ahead until women are equally represented in STEM fields. However, with efforts being made to retain young girls into science and math classes, along with the help of the U.S. government, there is still a promising future that can soon become a reality for our future generations.